Oh, hello. Back again for another week of Homestuck, hopefully. My internet is still making up really bad. But, like I said once before, I can't remember if it was on Friday or Thursday, I would prefer to do this very badly than not do it. Because I am enjoying this. So, the more I talk, the more it's gonna skip or whatever it is. So I'll just start right now. Fuck it. Stupid, dumb. That's not a command. It's nothing. It's stupid. You're stupid. For the last time, I command you to get the cookies, boy. It's just not going to happen, buddy. Yeah. Okay, it loaded, but it's frozen. Oh, there we are. Years in the future. Opening a WV? I love WV. But really not enough to write home about. An agitated finger slips mid-keystroke. Whoa. I hate my internet. It usually does not go this slow. I have no idea what the hell's wrong with it. No. Poor WV. Oh, go away. No book on human etiquette. Oh god. Rose in a GameFAQ. Oh, GameFAQs. Come on. What the hell? Oh my god. I have no idea what's going on with my internet. No idea. If anybody watches this and they have any idea about what's wrong with my internet, please tell me. Because it only ever happens this bad when I'm recording. It usually does not do this. It did do it this morning when I logged on though, so maybe it does do it. Anyways, just it doesn't usually do it. I'm confused. Very confused. Load again. Ah! Thank you. My god. Ugh. Oh, no wonder why. Nah, this is gonna take a long time to read. How much time do I have? Wow. B100. The long and short, and the medium too. I may have been a bit hasty in advising you not to bother with prototyping with the prototyping process. My god, my eyes. Just fucking up so bad right now. Ugh. I have to lean in closer, okay. If I spared any detail, it was only to optimize your chances of survival. And if you find yourself begrudging the absence of certain instructions, which, if followed, would have resulted in your demise, then I guess that makes two of us. Otherwise, you're welcome. But the fact appears to be that prototyping the kernel sprite before making your getaway may offer the only opportunity to exercise control over your new environment, a place known as the medium. Also, if prototyped with one or two sufficiently, albeit loosely, humanoid and / or sentient elements, living or otherwise, it offers a chance to have all this explained to you by an apparitional guide through whatever sort of cryptic, sketchy doublespeak your choice of prototyping elements engender. In lieu of this, you may be forced to settle for my clear, thorough explanations and assiduous dissection of raw data. Again, don't mention it. If you have made it to the medium with an unmolested vanilla sprite, well, I've already covered the bad news about this missed opportunity, and I will go into this further soon. Though, to what extent this actually is bad news, I'm not sure. I know only the result of my co-player's current configuration, wherein the sprite was prototyped once before the departure and once after. Which brings us to the good news, which is that you can still prototype after your departure and salvage a massively rewarding experience of haggling with an exposition-slinging phantom guide, so long as you avoid prototyping with terribly inert items such as a brass door knocker and your father's pornography collection. Actually, that might be interesting. If you are struck by the spirit of such experimentation, please don't hesitate to contact me about it. So, yes, you can enhance your sprite in this way, but doing so after your departure will no longer induce this effect on the medium I alluded to. That can only be accomplished with one or more pre-departure prototypings. In fact, we can extrapolate that there are only so many ways to prototype a sprite. Tiers of prototyping in relation to departure, both before, one after, both after, only one, either before or after, or none. Those occurring before will affect the medium through the kernel's hatching process, and your guide, i.e. the sprite. Those occurring after will only affect the sprites. The effects this process has on the medium, or more globally, the insiposphere, are still vague to me. They have to do with flavouring the forces you will struggle against, and generally all forces at odds with each other in this realm. It has given me some insight into the nature of the game, which, again, I derive through extrapolation. We appear to be engaging in an instance of a dimension with a highly flexible set parameters and a series of objectives surrounding an equally flexible mythological framework. This framework seems to begin as a sort of blank template and evolves with the player's actions, and likely further evolves with the addition of more host/client connections, and thus more prototype kernels. I regret to say that I can't be much more specific than that, without loosely extrapolating further. There are plenty of questions that have occurred to me, however. Questions concerning the kernel sprite, which I've raised implicitly already, such as what is the effect of an unprototyped kernel on the medium, or a double prototype kernel for that matter. And more salient are questions about this dimension itself. Do all players worldwide make it to this dimension if they successfully complete their departure, or is a unique blank instance of dimension created for each new player? I have no evidence, but instinct tells me it is closer to the latter situation. There is no indication of any other players present in this realm. Alterations in the realm seem singularly centered on the actions of my co-player and myself. If I had to stake anything on it, I would guess every separate client-server pair activates its own fresh copy of an inciposphere, or a unique session, if you will. But the quantity of the players is a further complication which invites more questions. It seems the game was designed to suit two players most naturally, the server and the client. But through a mishap, my co-player and I have slipped out of the obvious tandem arrangement, and the only logical course of action to continue playing is to string a daisy chain of server-client connections together until presumably the chain is complete. Theoretically, we could complete this chain with only one other player, functioning as a server to my client, and a client to my current co-player's server, assuming he can recover it. The strange thing is, though, in our instance of this dimension, there are 4 receptacles for dividing kernels, not 3. Does this mean we are destined to have a 4-player chain? How could the game know such a thing? Perhaps it does, and if this proves to be the case, I trust I will be sufficiently numb to the realization. I can consider nothing about this game surprising at this point, and in fact from the first moments of play it managed to deviate so far from my expectations that I completely forgot what my original purpose with it was. I had chances to test some information I obtained on good authority during the prototyping phases, but it completely slipped my mind. Instead, the game's catacombs securing the dark twisting paths to necromancy were blundered into rather on accident. But perhaps you don't need to know any of that. And she crosses all that out. Rethink organization? Lead maybe waist deep, logoric, sludge. Check down, blah. Her face there. She's not finished with this yet. Jeez, cut her some slack. Maybe you should go bug someone else for a while. Or at the very least, someone else. Someone else. Months in the past, but not many. Whoa! Stop doing that. And I do not have time to read this, so I'm going to leave it here. Bye.